Hi. So I've had a few people write to me asking if I would do a video to show people what it is I'm actually doing when I'm working on those acupressure points that I mentioned in TMJ 60, where I said that there were some acupressure points in front of the ear and behind the ear. And I will do that for you, but I really thought it was important that I first do a video on the anatomy to show some of the structures, in particular the nerves, because as I've said often, we have a symptom, but that's not necessarily where our cause is, and that's what we need to find. Where's the cause? So for me, I'm trying to resolve my tinnitus, and the symptom is deep inside my ear. I believed that the cause was my neck, because I had two treatments where the lady or the therapist was doing a mobilization technique on my neck and my neck only, and I wasn't touching my body any time in between, nor was any other therapist. So I know, or at least I thought, okay, the neck has got to be a part of the solution, right? But I have been working on my neck, trying to get it back into its rightful place, and yet my tinnitus is still there, and so I need to do a deeper dive. What else is involved here? And I think if we together get to have a look at, well, where are the nerves that enter and exit from the cervical spine, and where are they going to, it helps us work things out. So yeah, I'll give you an example of a patient that I worked on Sunday, where she had a symptom and she'd seen another therapist, because as you know, I was out of action with my back, and then we resolved it elsewhere. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But this is my Human Anatomy Atlas by Visible Body. Oopsie, sorry, there you go. So as you can see, there's our skull, the cervical spine, part of the body, and all of those incredible amount of nerves that we've got going on. So you have to bear with me, because it's going to be a little tricky as I try and maneuver around, because this is really quite sensitive, as well as hold it all steady and do the video at the same time. So, oh no, that is not what I want done. I do not want any drawing done. So done, okay, discard. Sorry. So yeah, so I'm going to just turn this guy around, and if we have a look here, oops, this is your cervical spine, right? So we've got C1 here, and go down to the bottom, and we've got C7 there. Yep, correct. And if we turn this around, this spot, these parts here, they're called the spinous process, and they're covered with a lot of musculature, so can't really get to that part of the spine if we were trying to treat the spine, right? But on the side of our neck here, so running down the side here, is what we call the transverse process. And these are these little nodules where on the side of the neck where all the nerves exit. And this is the part of the neck that I work on when I'm doing the Dawn method, and I'll do another video to show you that. But now, let me just show you this. So in our C1, there, my apologies, sensitive as I said, this point and that point, that's the transverse process of the C1. And it's really, really important that they be symmetrical. So when you hold them both with your thumbs like this, that they be even. And in my other video that I'm going to do, I'll show you how to self-assess that, as well as how to correct it. I've gone dark again. So that's really important. I've done other posts before where I've talked about the C1 and all the symptoms that can be generated by an asymmetrical C1. So you've got to get that one right. So now, if I turn around on the side here, this will just bear with me as I try, because it's a little bit hard to touch. If I try and touch, that particular nerve, for example, is the temporal nerve. But I want to show you, I'm going to turn around this way. Just bear with me. Oh. Yes, let me just move this over. Sorry. Let me grab this guy. This little nerve here. You see that blue nerve there? that's the great auricular nerve. And you see how it travels in front of the ear? Oops, I've just lost it again. Front of the ear, there we go. In the front of the ear and behind the ear. And then it connects all the way into the transverse process of the C3. So they're really important, and for me C3 has been out. And so even though I've been working down here, it is why when I did my deep dive and I found those acupressure points up here, but it will be directly on the front and behind on that very important nerve. So, I have been finding some relief as I work in those two places. The tinnitus for me either decreases or it goes away, but then it comes back and then it increases. But the fact that it is decreasing and or going away gives me great hope, and it tells me I'm in the right areas. I just need to keep on going, just like I did when I did the clicking neuromuscular exercise. It took me, I was getting improvement, so I just continued. I never ever give up, and so that took me 8 weeks. So how long this is going to take, I'm not sure, but I'm going to keep on going until the tinnitus is gone for good. So anyway, I want to show you some of the other nerves that whilst we're here, that may be of interest to you. So just let me bring these back here. So this one here, oops, that's your temporal nerve. Just bring that down a bit so you can see. This one's your zygomatic. Oops. It's a zygomatic nerve. This one's your buccal nerve. Oops. Grab hold of it. Oops. For those of you who suffer with toothache without infection. Okay. This is your mandibular nerve. And all of them connect into your facial nerve and your cervical nerve. And if I show you this one, that's your posterior auricular nerve. And it connects into the facial nerve, which I talked about, which also goes into the temporal bone there. And for people who were interested, anyway, your trigeminal nerve, it's those, it's inside there. Anyway, hopefully just showing you some of those nerves and the fact that they connect in helps you to see how important it is that we don't just look at symptoms, what it is you're feeling here, what else, where's the cause, where else does it connect into. So I just wanted to share an example of, bear with me 2 minutes, if I can, yes, this nerve here. This one is the dorsal scapular nerve. See that? Now I had a patient on Sunday. She was getting really bad pain right next to her scapula. And so she'd seen another therapist because I wasn't able to see her. And they actually sadly made it worse. They were working largely just on the traps because she had really tight traps and in the neck. But I ended up working on that particular dorsal scapular nerve. If you have a look here, it connects into C4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into C4. And so I treated her transverse processes of her spine, and she couldn't turn her head more than that and that. And by the end of the treatment, she had full range of motion. So that's just an example of, people treating where they think It could be because of some certain tension in the body, but understanding where these nerves travel to help us work out what really needs to be done. So yeah, hopefully that's been a little bit interesting, and yeah, until next time, bye.